Hey guys, Troubletcat here, recording for the Zombie Arcade. This is the first real video in my series, Meet the Weapon, and today we're talking about the M16 in Battlefield 3. Since this is the first video, I'll just mention quickly about the format. In the first video for all these, I'm going to be using the gun without attachments, which is what you can see here. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the gun in the real world, as well as how it handles in the game in this first video, and then the other videos will be focused on different attachment loadouts you might like to use with that gun. So you can see here there's a Conquest game on Demophon Peak. Not talking about that right now. In just a second here, you're going to see me showing the recoil of the gun against a blank wall. What you'll notice is the fully automatic recoil is up and it goes to the right as well, and that there's not much recoil. I do one where I'm not trying to control it at all, and then I show you full auto fire with me trying to control the recoil, and you'll see this weapon is very, very easy to control. Anyway, before I get into talking about what this gun is like in the game, how it handles, I'm going to talk a little bit about it in the real world. The U.S. Army has been using a variant of the M16 since 1965. They first deployed the M16A1, or originally called the XM16E1, in Vietnam. There was a lot of problems with the XM16E1, particularly. Well, the biggest problem was it would jam a lot, which was especially bad in Vietnam, given the environment there. All kinds of stoppages. Apparently, that's been mostly sorted out with the newer models, and was in fact fixed for the most part with the M16A1, which was a somewhat modified version of the XM16E1, which was adopted by the U.S. as the standard service rifle. Pretty much everybody was using it in 1970, I believe. Some of this stuff might not be 100% accurate. I'm not a massive gun nut. I have done a little bit of research, but that doesn't mean my sources are necessarily 100% true. Just so you know, just don't like yell at me in the comments if I get something wrong. I'm trying, guys! I just thought it would be cool. So after the M16A1, you had the M16A2, which also became the service rifle of the U.S. Army. And the M16A4 is currently the primary service rifle of the U.S. Army. And the fact that the United States has been using an M16 variant as their main service rifle since 1970, since the late 1960s, it's one of the most recognizable assault rifles, I think, just to the general population. The most recognizable, probably the AK-47 and related designs, but the M16 probably right after that. It's sort of one of the classic assault rifles of the modern era, I would say, along with the AK-47. It fires a 5.56 by 45mm NATO round, which is a very standard sort of rifle cartridge for assault rifles. A little smaller than the AK-47's round, but as I understand, not bad at all. So yeah, in the game you've got two different M16s. They actually have exactly the same model in the game, which is not right, because they don't actually look exactly the same in real life. The starting rifle for the United States Marine Corps faction in this game is the M16A3, which was never actually the main service rifle of the USMC, but I believe this was a decision made for balance reasons, because the M16A3, like the AK-74M, which is the Russian service rifle, has a single fire and fully automatic. Those are the trigger groupings on the M16A3. So single fire or fully automatic, or safe, of course. Although that's not in the game. These weapons of the game are all horrendously unsafe. You can unlock the M16A4 later, which is the main service rifle of the USMC, and that has single fire and burst fire modes. I'm using the M16A3 in this gameplay, and in fact, I'm probably going to be, none of these videos am I actually going to show the M16A4 in this game. It's exactly, the handling characteristics are exactly the same, it's just different fire modes. It operates exactly the same. You've just got burst fire instead of full auto. The recoil is the same, the damage is the same, the accuracy is the same, all that stuff is the same, and if you spam the trigger a lot, you can pretty much fire at full auto when you're in burst mode, and again, with this gun, you can burst it if you want to, but I pretty much always use the A3 because the recoil is so low. The recoil is so easy to control on this gun that you don't actually need the extra assistance offered by that sort of hard burst fire mode to make it easier to control, because it's already quite easy to control. In the game, I find this is actually one of the more versatile assault rifles. It's one of the starting weapons, but it's a very good gun. It's a very solid weapon in the game. Because of this versatility, you'll see in this video I get some kills with it, nice and close in full auto fire against engineers who have carbines, which should ostensibly be better in close range. And I also get some kills at medium and longer ranges, even with the iron sights, which iron sight's not bad at all on this weapon. Obviously, at longer ranges, you're going to want optics, but there's nothing wrong with the iron sights on this gun at close to even medium range. They work pretty damn good. I can't tell you exactly how many shots it takes to kill. Unfortunately, I don't have somebody. I haven't arranged to find a way to test that. Test exactly how many bullets it takes to kill people. I'd guess, you know, about the same as most of the other assault rifles. The stopping power on this is pretty average. Good rate of fire and very accurate, though. Make it quite useful. As I've already observed, even with no attachments, it's a solid gun, and that's a really important thing. Actually, this being one of the starting weapons, it's really important. See here, spraying at a Humvee and getting absolutely nothing done. It's really important with these starting guns that they're solid with no attachments, because these are the guns that people are coming into the game for the first time. This is on the assault class, especially. It's probably going to be the first class most people go to if they're new to the franchise. So this is probably going to be one of the first guns people are using, and you need to make sure it's two things. You need to make sure it's pretty easy to use to help new players get acclimatized to the game, and you need to make sure it's a fairly solid weapon so that they feel like they can compete right from the start. And the M16A3 fits those requirements. It's absolutely quite a sound gun. You can see there me firing full auto even though the dude was not right up in my face because the recoil was nice and easy to control, picking up the kill. I don't think it's overpowered, by the way, at all. I don't think any of the guns in this game are actually overpowered at the moment. There's some problems in beta. But this is a good all-round weapon. It's good in pretty much any situation, and it's pretty easy to use. So it's just a nice gun in this game. See here, holding down this hallway. There was missed a lot there, mostly failure on my part. Yeah, I think it takes 5 or 6 shots to kill, which is not many. Most of the guns in Battlefield 3 don't take many shots to kill, but they have a lot of recoil and not that high accuracy. So, unlike Call of Duty, you don't tend to get killed in split seconds because people miss more, on account of the weapons in general being a little bit harder to use. Getting a bit distracted there. From what I was speaking of, I cut this game down a bit. I probably should have cut it down a bit more than I did. There's a fair bit of me just sort of wandering around. But that's cool. So, basically, yeah, the format of these videos, I'm going to go through the classes in order, by the way. So I'm going to go through all the assault kit weapons and then all the engineer kit weapons down like that. Just because I think it makes most sense, because people are going to want to compare the different guns. So, you really don't want to be comparing different class weapons, but you want to compare weapons within the class. So, I figure if I do it in order of class, it makes it easiest for people to compare guns from one set of videos to the next to see what, and me as well, because I want to be doing that, and see what is better in different situations, that kind of stuff. That being the reasoning for just going down the classes. I'll do the all-kit weapons at the end, and maybe the handguns and some other stuff after I've done all the primary weapons. We'll see what happens with that. That's quite a long way off. The primary weapons is going to keep me occupied for a long time, because I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to show three different attachment sets, maybe only 2 for the M16. I'm not going to show that many for every gun. Basically, I'm just going to show attachment setups. I'll show a couple or 1 or 2 attachment setups that I like to use for that weapon for each gun and explain why I think it's a good attachment setup. And I may also show like a kind of a crazy, weird attachment setup that you may not have thought of to use if there's something relevant. So with the M16, I think I'm going to do a video showing one of those that is a pretty interesting attachment setup that people might not have thought of. Getting dumped on in this hallway. Actually getting brought back a couple times here and killed yet more so. So I hope you guys like the idea of this series. Leave a comment below if you do or don't, as this is the beginning. And I mean, I'm planning to. I thought this would be a cool idea for a series, and it's something that would keep me going for months and months, getting through all these primary weapons, doing a few videos per gun. But if you guys really don't want to see that, then I'll do something else. Basically, it's not going to be the only videos I upload, but it'll probably be most of the Battlefield 3 videos I upload will probably be part of this series. So if you guys really aren't interested in this kind of looking at the guns in that kind of detail, that kind of series, then let me know, because I mean, for the most part I do what I want to do, but what I really want to do, I just want to be putting up Battlefield 3 videos, playing Battlefield 3, and I thought this was a cool idea for a series, but if you guys aren't going to enjoy it, I'm happy to not do it. So just let me know in the comments how you feel about this as an idea for a series. If you feel strongly about it one way or the other, if you don't really care, then obviously that's cool. That's cool. You can see there, hip firing, pretty effective. You miss a lot when you hip fire with this gun if you don't have the laser sight or something, but still able to take that guy out. I think he was running around with C4 out, which made it a tad easier to kill him. It's generally pretty easy to kill people who don't shoot back. It's hard to fuck that up in most cases. But, so to recap, basically, M16, really recognizable rifle, and extremely versatile in the game. Pop around the corner. I don't think this guy, he was expecting me to come up the hallway. I heard him there. His character was, like, shouting all this shit out. I heard him there on the left there, so I decided I'm going to be tricky and surprise this dude and go around the right where he won't expect me to be slightly further away from him and shot him in the face, and that's what I did, and it worked out for me there. Always want to be, in shooters, trying to find ways to outthink your opponents. People get too hung up on reflexes and skill and straight gunfights and stuff. Just try to avoid straight gunfights if possible. Come from an unexpected direction. Kill them before they even have a chance of a hope. It's how you must do it! Anyway, my team wins. As you can see, we won by quite a comfortable margin. I went 10 for 6. Not a huge number of kills in that game. Not a huge number of deaths either. It was just a relatively uneventful game for me, but I thought it was an okay one to show off what the M16 can do with no attachments. Got promoted. As I said, I like to leave these stats pages on here so you guys can sort of see what things I unlocked during the game and what my overall score was and stuff like that for people who are interested in that kind of thing. Although I don't necessarily have much to say over it. So anyway, if you liking the series, do like the video, comment if you have comments, subscribe if you haven't already, and you want to see more videos like this one, more videos in this series particularly. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, Troubletcat out.